Okay, so I have a question this time. I normally answer questions in my videos, but not this time. I'm gonna leave you with a question that I really don't have the answer to, and maybe someone can answer it, or maybe there isn't a good answer, I'm not sure. So I've been watching all of the Wall Street stuff going on with Wall Street bets, GME, GameStonk, as we like to call it. It is a bit entertaining, but that's not really what I want to talk about, and I'm not going to catch you up on it. You know, you don't really have to be familiar to understand the question, or at least the premise of the question. So I understand value, adding value to the world, and why most of us do what we do. Like, I work in an IT department, and I write software to help my organization develop a lot of different things, and those are things that help the world. But let's just take, some abstract examples. So if I were to work for a car company, I would be writing software to help people build cars so that people have cars eventually, and then they can drive them places, they can use them to meet people they would otherwise not be able to reach. A car has a lot of value. It can move goods from one place to another, etc., etc. I don't think I have to make the argument that that's a valuable thing. But let's go a little bit more abstract. What about like an internet service provider? Well, that is, communication, and it allows me to watch things like YouTube, which again, you could call that communication, you could call it entertainment, probably a little bit of both. Power generation, someone that works at a power plant. They're generating electricity so that I actually have the ability to make this video. And, let's go a little further out. Someone who sings, right? Provides entertainment. It's calming and soothing to other people. I see the value in that, and I wouldn't even attempt to rank the value. Now, I also understand the value of the stock market, that you have people that have money, and you have people that have ideas, basically. And you need to somehow kind of connect those two people, and making that kind of idea or that company public and allowing all people to individually give their money and expecting a reward, of course, but it's kind of a way to put capital where it needs to be in society so that we can better work for the products of tomorrow. I'm not saying the stock market doesn't have any value to the world, or that people that work in the stock market don't have value. I understand that you're going to need people to run those systems, to design those systems. You're going to need people to keep track of things. I understand all of that. That makes perfect sense. What I don't understand is in stocks, there's things like short selling, where you are more betting on a stock to go down. It basically means that you borrow a stock from one person, but then sell it immediately. And your bet is that you will be able to buy it back at a lower price when you sell it, or when you give it back to them. It's the same stock, they'll never know the difference, right? So this is sort of, you're speculating on what's going to happen. And you make money based on the fact that you were speculating correctly. What I fail to understand is how this really lends value to society. Now, I have heard the argument that it motivates you at that point because you have financially incentivized yourself to be critical of this company and find things that are going wrong. I think we have a profession that does that. It's called journalism. So I don't really see how that better fills that role. There's also the opposite of that, where you will speculatively bet that it will go up and do the opposite. And you could argue, well, now you're financially motivated to find good things about the company. I'm pretty sure the company themselves can do that. When I really look at this, it seems to me this is just gambling, which I'm not against gambling, right? But I also don't know any career where a person goes to a casino and tries to win a jackpot and that is their career. I don't know of that job title. I really don't. You could go to casinos and say, well, what value does that provide? Well, it's entertainment to some extent. But this, I can't see this as entertainment. You would be entertaining no one but yourself. When you're short selling a stock, you don't have an audience. And you may be entertaining yourself, and it's one thing to entertain yourself, that's fine. But we generally in society don't reward monetarily entertaining yourself. And we definitely don't do it to this degree, where a lot of people that do this type of thing, this is their career, make a lot more, than the engineers at the power plant providing the energy. So my main question is, I'm not saying get rid of the stock market. I understand the value of the stock market, but why can the stock market not just be, you put a company with a bunch of shares out there and people who want to invest in it. If people want to buy that stock from them, they can. And if you don't believe in the company anymore, you sell out of your position. I don't understand the need for short selling. I feel like we could not have that in society, and we wouldn't be any worse for not having it. So if someone can answer that question for me, I am honestly asking. Down below in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Have a good night.